Okay, I hope my mic volume is good enough. It is almost, it's about 12:30 a.m. Tuesday morning. I want to get this recorded while my impressions and opinions are still fresh in my mind. I got together with an old acquaintance today. He was even a less enthusiast than I was before now, but he bought a Genos too. And he wanted me to look over it even though I had no idea what I was doing on it. He wanted justification for spending over $6,000, and he has money. I'm not going to tell anybody that they made a mistake like that, because it's a great machine. Would I spend $6,000 on it? No. I will tell you why and why I chose this. There's many reasons why I chose this, and there's some reasons why I would never buy a Genos 2. Some are glaring omissions, some are subjective. But while we do that, I just found out how to find the demo songs and styles and sounds on here. You press main and keyboard at the same time. You'll see the screen switch, and it starts playing the demo songs. So I'll try to keep those in the background kind of quiet, so it's just not me talking the whole time. Probably get copyrighted for a few of them as usual. That might be too loud. Okay, so I've got some bullet points for what I witnessed today. I spent about 45 minutes over there. He spent another, I would say, half an hour here trying the Pa5x, and he did have some. He didn't do too much research. He's not one of the kind of players that does a lot of research before buying something. Whereas before I bought the Pa5x, I've been watching videos from certain content creators on YouTube for the last, I would say, 6 to 8 months. And I don't ever count anything out. So when the Genos 2 launched, I watched a lot of videos on that from dealers that got early samples. And so I've had this for about 3 weeks, and it's worth every penny. I made the right decision for me. So this video is basically, if you are on the fence as what to get, it depends a lot on what ecosystem you are used to. Number one, it depends on the ecosystem and the workflow that you're used to. At this point in my life, I don't have time. I work a lot of hours a week. So when I do have a couple hours free, I need to sit down, get something done quickly, because I have people that say, hey, post more videos, and I want to make these worth my investment. So I need to sit down and actually use them. I could not do that when I had the Nautilus with the Phantom 06 and the Akai MPC Key 61. It was not working out. Those two were collecting dust pretty much, because I could just sit down at the Nautilus, hit drum, hit ARP, and just start playing songs. The other two are great for studios if you're building tracks from the beginning, but I want to start songs, and I want a lot of it to already be there for me. Just last year I had the Medeli AKX10 Arranger, and for $700 that thing was amazing. When I bought it, it was $700, and then it jumped up to like $775 or $800. So it got me back into arrangers. I had the PA3X many years ago. What now? 12, 14 years ago. I loved that, but I did not have time with my girlfriend and jobs at the time to dedicate learning it inside and out. So I didn't have it for too long, maybe 8 months. And I had a buyer that wanted to pay me almost full price, so I sold it. Wow, these sound really good. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to hit the topics that were glaring to me, and right off the bat, I knew what I was going over there to compare, like the key bed, the action feel. A lot of people online have already said they've tried them both, and I knew I tried to be unbiased about it, but it was just night and day. The Pa5x key bed kills the Genos 2 key bed. It's again, it's subjective. It is totally subjective. I have people in comments from the other video where I had the Nautilus, the Phantom 06, and the Akai, and there were people in there that said the Akai had the best key bed. I I couldn't disagree more. I couldn't stand the key beds on both of those. They felt like $200 Casios to me from Kmart. Couldn't do it. This is by far semi-weighted. This is the best key bed I have ever had. I should hope so for the price. It is phenomenal. The Genos 2 doesn't even come close to it. It feels more like a cheap, lighter action synth. Now, if you like that kind, you're going to love it. Again, when my friend came back here after I spent 45 minutes at his place, he sat down and without even turning it on, he just started messing with it, and he immediately enjoyed this more. But again, I told him, I'm like, it doesn't matter. When you're at home and you don't have anything to compare it to, you're not gonna think about it. You're going to enjoy your Genos 2 action. You're gonna love it. And that's true. I mean, I probably only nitpicked about the other two boards because I had this to compare it to, and then the Nautilus was leagues above those two, in my opinion. So the key bed number one, I've even seen people who have both the Pa5x and the Genos 2 say they much prefer the Pa5x action. But again, subjective. For me, no comparison. It's no comparison. Okay, here's another one. This is going to ruffle some feathers. But unless you want to send me $5,100 to cover the price of this, this is part of the reason I bought this. The overall build quality, the chassis it's in, the looks of it, the screen. I think Yamaha took the cheap way out. I don't know why that Tyros and their other arrangers had the nice screen that popped up and everybody loved it. I've played on those before. They were fantastic. And they built the update to the Genos 2 with just a slightly more tilted up panel for the whole piece of plastic. It just seems weird to me. That's another thing my friend liked immediately. In fact, any videos that he saw of this initially online, people didn't have the screen up. It was just flat. So when he came over and he's like, wait, why is your screen up? I'm like, what do you mean? Again, that's the reason I bought this, is because of the tilting screen. I've never, well, yeah, the Medelli didn't have a tilted. That was just a regular one. But I think all the PAs have had that. So to me, that's just a normal thing. So that's another thing that is a winner to me. I've never seen this screen here before. I had to look up on YouTube how to access this. So 3 weeks in, and I didn't. I mean, I knew they were there, but they didn't interest me. But this is pretty cool. Anyways, so back to the chassis and what it comes in. The all aluminum, the beautiful wood on the sides. I'm going to tell you prices. Another thing, I don't know why Yamaha does this. They only offer the 76 key. I don't understand that. But whatever. They've been doing that forever, so it is what it is. The 76 key Genos 2 with 8% sales tax where I live would cost me $6,156. The 76 key Pa5x would run $5,292. That's $900 less. With my money, I'm not spending $6,200 on a piece of plastic. It just bugs me. I love the Nautilus because it's aluminum. If you're buying a cheapo board for $1,000 or $2,000, whatever. If I'm spending $6,200, I'm not buying a piece of plastic. And I don't want to hear, I'm sure I'm going to get this in the comments. You guys, if you want to die on that hill, go for it. But that board only weighs 6.5 pounds more than the 76 key Pa5x. And if you say you're gigging with it every weekend, you're going out 4 times a month, and if 6.5 pounds is the deal breaker for you, yeah, I'm not falling for that, guys. Just be honest. Say you like Yamaha better. Say you like the styles better. You like the ecosystem better. Don't say the 6 pounds is worth $1,000 more. Come on. It's silly. Let's not be children here. It's 6 pounds. It's not 16 pounds. It's not 26 pounds. It's 6 pounds. So yeah, I love the build quality of this. It's in its own category. It's beautiful. It looks and feels beautiful. Everything about it is top notch. The only thing I do like about the Genos too was the LEDs they added on the sliders. Okay, those aren't affecting the songs. I thought they might. But again, that came out 1.5 years after this did. So they had a chance to see what Korg didn't add, and they added it. So I just wish they had a little more light up here, but it's not a big deal. It would have just been nice to see what number I was on the hash marks on the side according to what LEDs were lit up. But I don't use those that much. Once I get the bass and the drums and the percussion down to what I need it to be, it only takes a few seconds. But it would have been nice. For the money spent, it would have been nice. Again, the ecosystem is going to be, unless you are retired and you have tons of money laying around and you want one of each board and you want to learn a new ecosystem, go for it. But if you don't have much time and you're a Yamaha guy, a Roland guy, stick with what you know. Stick with what doesn't cause you anxiety. Because that's how the music gets made. You don't want to sit down and learn a new ecosystem for 6 months, and well, you might want to. I don't. At some point down the road, in 10 years, I might. I mean, I love all keyboards. I love all synths. So down the road, I may get something different. I'm a firm believer that these actual physical units are going to the wayside soon. They're all going to be just, you can hook up your box or computer and just get a cheap MIDI keyboard and just bring in all those sounds. These companies, I'm kind of shocked they're still actually making physical keyboards. I mean, I know you need to for musicians. I still love them. I'll never stop buying them. I'll never stop owning them. But I think that's the future. I think they're going to be phasing out a lot of these workstations because it just costs too much money and they're not making good enough profit off of it. But that's just me. That's my opinion. But anyway, I got off topic there a little bit. So we talked about the screen, the overall build quality, the key bed. Price. Yeah, so I wouldn't spend $5,000 on a plastic box. Just wouldn't do it. I'm only going to move this a few times during the summer to my brother's to have a little party at his house, play some music. But I would never spend $4 or $5 on a plastic box. If I'm spending that much money, I want to look at it and say, look at that thing. That is substantial. It feels substantial. That's just me. So if you have that opinion like I do, put that in your notebook, make a note of it. This is for people who might have the same mindset as me. So this might sway you one way or the other. If plastic doesn't bother you and you want to buy the newest thing, get the Genos 2. It's phenomenal. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It's phenomenal. That brings us to the next discussion, the styles. This is where the Genos 2 wins, in my opinion. Now, this is also subjective, and the type of music that... Well, actually, you know what? I came home and played a little bit, and I really haven't looked through too many of the styles, played through too many of them, and there's a lot more here than I thought there was. A lot of dance and EDM. But I would say the Genos 2 gets a nod for the types of styles offered and the creativity that went into programming the styles. Korg seems to just keep the mindset of, let's keep the generic styles we've been using for years. They work, so they haven't gone out of their way to update any or many of them, which is a shame. But again, you can make your own styles on here, no problem. I've already changed a lot of drums and things in here with certain styles, and it totally changed how I approached it. So, but again, for $5,000, I wish there was different types of more variety of styles in here and updated. I get the variety is not bad, actually. It's just that they haven't put any effort into creating and programming new styles, like change things up much. Yeah, they're a little different than the 4X, but I don't know. I just think they took the cheap way out. Genos 2 wins that one, in my opinion, but I've had other people say no, the Pa5x is, again, it's subjective, guys. A lot of this is subjective. The only things to me that are not subjective are, there's one thing I think on all of these topics that isn't subjective, and that's the Genos 2's total lack, which is, in my opinion, disgraceful. Seamless sound transition does not exist on that machine. For a machine that is made for a gigging musician, to where you're changing styles and patches and where your sounds don't carry over and they come to an abrupt halt, is disgraceful. So even if it looked like the Pa5x, if it was a 100% clone, physical clone of this, but didn't have SST, seamless sound transition, I'd pass. Hard pass. It's just so nice to sit at this and just change all the styles and the sounds carry over. Same with the Nautilus. That's why I love this combo. Just, I don't understand how they can charge $6,200. And other Yamaha boards have that. I think the Motif or Montage or something has that. How do they not put that in a $6,200 arranger? That blows my mind. So that's the one thing to me that is not subjective. You can say, well, I don't need that, but for the money, don't you think that should be a default feature? Especially for guys out that are at doing gigs. There's videos of people playing it and the sound cuts out and it's abrupt. You can hear it. It's annoying. It's super annoying to me. That's one of my pet peeves. I can't stand that. So if and they don't mention that either. They kind of want people to assume it's there and then they buy it, because my friend was blown away by that. I went over, played some stuff, and the sound's cut out, and he's like, what? I said, dude, wait till we go back to my place. he was upset about that, and he was upset about the screen and the key bed. Those three things, not upset. Let's not be upset. That's a strong term. But he was slightly taken aback that the screen on this was far superior. The key bed action felt like an actual more substantial key bed, and the lack of SST. He doesn't care about the plastic. He doesn't care about anything else. In fact, he can't just sit down and hit styles and even play chords really, so I don't know what he's planning on doing with it, but whatever. It's his money. He's got money to blow. Go for it. So we talked about the weight difference. Now this one is only 33 pounds, 32 pounds, and this is 28, so this is only 4 pounds more than the Nautilus. So again, this video, guys, was for people who are maybe it's your first arranger and you don't know what to buy. There are also much cheaper alternatives from Yamaha and Korg, guys. I think Yamaha's, is that the PSR series? I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. And there's also like the PA600, 700, 1000 from Korg. But those are, to me, those are garbage. The 1000's all right. If you can, get a used 4X, PA4X online. Again, the PA1000 from Korg is like $2,600. It's a cheap piece of plastic. I would never buy that. I've seen videos. I've watched videos on all of those arrangers. I was contemplating getting the 700 or the 1000 back when I got the Medelli, but when I saw the Medelli for 700 and I haven't had an arranger for a while, I jumped on that and had that for a year. I don't even know what this is playing anymore. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on here. Press exit for the demo screen. Styles. Oh, crap. How do you start it? Oh. Okay, we got some styles going here. I'm going to have to make videos on these. I haven't seen too many people put videos on these. I'm sure it'll look copyrighted, but whatever. So that's it. Again, this was not to put down the Genos 2. This is why I would never buy one. The lack of SST, the looks and construction of it are just not for me. The lack of a tilt-up screen blows my mind. But when I did sit down at it today, I really didn't know what was going on with it. That's totally alien to me. But it's impressive. He had no idea what was going on either. I was just playing some chords and changing variations, and I don't know if that's what Yamaha calls it, maybe scenes or sets or something. But he's like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like, "Dude, you gotta." I don't know if he knew what an arranger was. So we'll see if he keeps it. If he does keep it, I'll try to get together with him in the summer, and maybe we can do a side-by-side. And show you some differences. Oh, sound-wise, I'm not done yet. Sound-wise, this is going to be longer than I thought. I do have a lot of new subscribers. I've gotten 150 in the last 2 months. So thank you to everybody that's subscribing. Thank you. I see a lot of people sharing videos. I do appreciate it. We're almost at 500. We're a couple people away from 500, which it's a milestone for me, but I don't have enough watch hours yet to get any monetization from like super chats or anything, and I will likely never hit 1,000 and never have 4,000 watch hours. It's YouTube irritates me. It's hard to. I used to put videos up that I thought people would want to hear and see, and that was accomplishing nothing. And once I started putting up songs that I liked playing, things took off more. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. Songs that I want to play, that I've always wanted to learn. I want to learn more classical pieces. But yeah, the 4,000 hours they require of watch time, again, for people like me where you have a 2 or 3 minute video, it's not going to happen, which is cool. It would be nice. It would be nice on the side, but it's not going to happen. But I do want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, liking, and sharing. You get that weekly update in YouTube Studio, and I just got it tonight, and I got 28 subs this week alone. I used to get 28 subs in 3 months. So thank you. And this Pa5x, I've already put more videos out in the last 3 weeks than I have in the previous 4 months. Because again, guys, if you find an instrument, whether it's any kind of instrument, guitar, woodwind, brass, anything, if it inspires you, keep playing it. Don't be a snob. I'm only staying with Korg because, again, I've been there since the M1 36 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. I know the ecosystem. I can sit down at any Korg and just start playing. That was not the case with the Roland. The Akai was super easy. I was very impressed with these MPC 61 with the approach and the workflow, but the rest of it was just collecting dust. I was impressed with that machine, a lot more so than the Phantom 06. Well, the 06 had way more sounds and better sounds in my opinion, but I just didn't like the board itself. Didn't like the approach to it. The tiny screen was a joke, but the screen was nice as far as reaction goes. So was the Akai. This screen sucks ass. If Korg ever makes another workstation, it better have this capacitive screen and not these garbage old ass touch views from 2005. Ridiculous. I will never buy another Korg flagship or anything that has these old ass screens on them. So that's another thing, guys. If you want the Pa5x, the touch screen on here is phenomenal. Phenomenal. You can see me flipping through. It's instant. This takes 2 SD cards in the back, multiple USBs. You've got a USB up here. Okay, so I'll go quick over the sounds. This again is all subjective. I'll start with what I give the nod, slight nod to the Genos 2 is the pianos. That's the only thing. People talk about the drums and the styles. I don't hear a difference. Especially if you get the round robin drums on here, they sound slightly more, well, drums to me are drums. I think the drums on the Nautilus sound great. As long as it keeps a beat and it gets your head bopping back and forth and you've got a bass guitar going with it. Anything in the last 15 years for drums sounds fine to me. So, but the pianos on the Genos 2, they sound a little sweeter, if that makes sense. The pianos on here are more heavy sounding. Again, you can change everything, but that was from the factory. That was sitting at his and sitting at mine. He actually liked some pianos on here better than his, and I disagreed. I thought the Genos 2 had some really nice pianos on it. I still like the pianos on my Nautilus better. The pianos on the Nautilus, there's so many to choose from. There's not that many on the Pa5x. Wow, there's a lot on here. Okay, now let's get on to the other sounds that... Speaking of orchestrals and strings, which is playing right now, the strings and the orchestra sounds on the Pa5X kill the Genos too. Not even close, guys. Organs and electric pianos, I would give the nod to the Korg. I don't really play electric pianos and organs much, to be honest. They're the least two of anything that I do use. I'm just not one of those people that use those in every song. There's some people that use those in every frickin' song, and it's annoying. The only thing the Yamaha won, in my opinion, was the pianos. The brass, the strings, woodwind on this Korg are by far in a league of their own, in my opinion. My friend agreed. Wait, there was one he didn't agree on. I think it was the organs, or no, electric pianos, but again, subjective. But when he heard the strings on here, I played him some Legends of the Fall stuff and some flute and some of the Enya May It Be that I played the other day and put a video up. He could not believe the sounds of the brass on here. Now, I have a disclaimer here. Hold on. The cellos and violins on this are insane. Okay. Yeah, so if you're concerned about sounds, factory sounds, I would give overall the entire board, the Korg, the win, hands down, minus some of the pianos. Now, again, I was only there for 45 minutes. I did not get to try everything. I saxes, trombones, flutes, trumpets, your typical stuff you try. Strings, regular love strings, symphonic strings, orchestras, tooties, you name it. Your typical sounds. I know what I use, and I know what I like to compare on boards. And like here's, we'll do a quick example here. We'll do, okay. Trombones on the Nautilus sound terrible compared to So that is the best of the trombones on the Nautilus. And I'm using a trombone because again, disclaimer, I bought the Artist Edition from Global Sound pack for $280 some and installed it in here. It adds so much variety to this, the pads. I don't even need to hit the play button for the style. And it's already keeping tempo with 115 BPM. Hear that? So those alone, and I think I got like 400 some different beats and arpeggiators and everything just from that, along with hundreds of keyboard sets and styles and different sounds. So the trombone I'm going to play for you, it's in the Enya video I made. It sounds unbelievable. Why is this doing this? Hold on, I'm having an issue here. Why is... Okay, I got an idea. Hold on here. Songbook. And yeah, there we go. There's the trombone. What we're going to do here is we're going to find trumpet and trombone. These are all factory trombones, which sound great. Listen to this. That was... Oh, you know what? I was playing the wrong thing. Yep, I'm an idiot. These are factory. That one sounds pretty good. Again, this is what came with the global sound. This is just one of them. It's just unbelievable. It really is. There's some trumpets on here. Oh. Okay, so that's enough of that. But anyway, so yeah, I added some more phenomenal sounds on here. There's some violins on this. The violins and cellos on the Pa5x are unbelievable. So I hope that helped somebody. If you're making a decision, if you're going to spend upwards of, depending on your tax rate where you live, $5,000 to $6,000. Oh, another, here's my point mentioning all the new subscribers. My past history with Korg, going in order of having them, was the M1, the X5D, the N364, the Karma I bought used, the Triton Extreme I bought used, everything else was new, the TR61, the X50, the M50, the PA3X, then I got the Modeli AKX10 2 years ago, and then last year, within 3 months of each other, 3 or 4 months, I got the Nautilus, the Phantom 06, and the Akai. And then now I have the Pa5x. So yeah, you can see I've been in the Korg ecosystem. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Korgs. So again, if whatever inspires you to sit down at, you just to make music and if you have time to waste, then learn something new. If you don't have time to waste, you're busy, stay in the ecosystem you're in, enjoy what you have, and play music. If someone wants to send me a Genos 2 to have, please by all means do. I would love to add that machine. The styles that it has, add it to these. I would love to have that. But I'm not spending my hard-earned money on it. If it was it doesn't have SST, I don't think I'd buy it. But it would still be, I could get it in here and use it. I'd probably spend $3,500 on it. But it doesn't have SST, and I hate the screen. I really hated the screen, how it's pushed in down into the panel of the plastic enclosure. I do not like how it's like caved in. I can't stand that. Can't stand it. It's the opposite of this. They bring this to your face. That's pushed in, and all they did was make the whole enclosure tilted up more. That's about as bad as what Korg does with these old ass non-capacitive screens that suck. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this, and if you know anybody that's on the fence with these, share this video. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments. If for some reason my opinions offend you, post your own video. Everybody's got opinions. Everybody's got a camera. I mean, I've got a nice camera here. I'm not using the webcam, obviously. But start posting, make your channel, start posting videos. We can all subscribe to each other. We can all share each other's opinions. I'm not here to irritate anybody. I'm just telling people why I spent $5,000 on one board and why I would not spend $6,000 on another board. That's all. Not a brand snob by any means. It's just, again, I've been in the Korg ecosystem for so long that I'm not going to change. I tried with the Roland. It gave me a headache. I couldn't sell that thing fast enough. Again, though, for what it was, for what it is, if you guys have it, awesome little board. Tons of great sounds. The sampler side of yeah, this is, I haven't even scraped the surface on this Pa5x yet. This thing's amazing. So, okay, everybody have a good night. This is my last video for a while. I don't have a day off for quite a while. I've got a lot of songs I need to play and learn. But with the styles on this, it's really, really easy. But, oh, another thing. Someone's going to say, well, you didn't mention all the features missing on the Pa5x. This is true. There are simple default things missing, like the edit and delete functions on this, which, Korg, shame on you. I'm not going to defend a company. Again, I knew this when I bought this board. I bought it for the sounds. I knew I was getting the Artist Edition from Global Sound. The screen. I heard the keybed was fantastic. Worth every penny, but it does need updates to its OS. And they better get on the ball because they're losing a lot of people, a lot of potential buyers to it. Again, I've done some editing and styles and stuff. I have not had one crash. Knock on wood. Oh, this thing's so nice and solid. Not one single issue. And I've been at it for quite a few hours in the last 2.5 weeks because I had some days off. But they do need to update their operating system, and they need to add a lot of features, and they need to add a lot of styles in because Yamaha is killing it in the styles department. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, thank you for all your support, and you have a wonderful week. It's almost April. Oh, it's Easter. It's Easter in 5 days, 6 days. So happy Easter, everybody. Be safe. Have a safe holiday weekend. And thanks for watching.